Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome. I am here with Michelle today. She's a client of mine, and this is the client spotlight. So this is an interview I do with all my clients, so they can talk a little bit about, first of all, how it is to work with me, but also about their upcoming stuff that they have been going on in their business. And I have service-based entrepreneurs as clients, so they are in all kinds of niches. So this is going to be really exciting. I love Michelle's niche, and I can't wait for you to hear her upcoming workshop that she have planned. And for you who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm a live event expert, and I help my clients do launches. It can be webinars, masterclasses, workshops, live launches, and we also build scalable group programs. And that is what the program that Michelle is in. So she's in the Speak and Convert Accelerator, where we launch and we work with marketing. So welcome, Michelle. I would love for you to actually present yourself, who you are, what you do, and what you work with.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here and for having the interview and putting it out there and doing what you do so that us service-based entrepreneurs have a place to go and expand. So I'm, yes, Michelle Barone, Moksha Grace Coaching. And basically what I do is help people find the emotional path that they need to set themselves free from the internal chaos. So I'm a professional life coach that is out there just helping people get control of the emotions that are running amok inside. You know how that is. You've got all this chaos going on, and you need to just bring it down so that you can be consistent in your life and you can be happy and joyful again. And that's probably the biggest thing that my clients want is consistency and to just feel good in their own skin.
Yeah, and consistency is something that we all struggle with, right? Especially in the online entrepreneur network or community where we are supposed to do lead generation and post online and stuff like that, and be consistent in our messaging and consistency everywhere. But you actually come from a different background because you were closer. Do you call it closer? Sales closer, right?
There's closer, salesperson, enrollment coach, you name it. I had coaching around calling myself a salesperson. I actually had to be coached about that. I consider myself, back in the day, an enrollment coach. I was helping people on every single phone call. I was helping them face their fears of taking action to make their life better. And being a fear coach, it's tough work. And I don't care what anybody says. Being an enrollment coach and being in that space to bring people through that first decision when you're just meeting them for an hour, 45 minutes, it can be challenging. And if you don't have your own internal harmony together and you're constantly questioning yourself, it makes it even more challenging. So going down that path, talk about an accelerator. It helped me really clear out the chaos. I had to in order to be successful. So in 3 years, I closed 300 clients, over 300 clients for the 2 different coaches that I worked with. And I learned a lot, and I met some amazing, beautiful people. And I was by the time I was done, Angela, I just kept saying, why am I not doing this? I want to take them from that call and take them all the way through.
Yeah.
And so I jumped into coaching certification just like you did, and here I am.
And it's kind of interesting, and that is important to think about when you are a service-based entrepreneur that don't have a Michelle closing your clients, that this is the experience that you have. You meet people. So let's say you have someone that only books calls with you. You all of a sudden meet people that you have never ever talked to. Their first contact with you might be that call. It's a huge step for them to say yes.
Yeah,
it's a huge, especially in the market today where people think twice before they invest and they really want to trust you. And that is what we work. That is why we so strongly believe that the superior way is to do events, to actually build up the like, know, and trust before we take them on a call, to kind of work our way around that first step. So before you joined the Speak and Convert Accelerator, have you run any kind of events at all, like webinars, masterclasses, or anything?
No, never. No. And I always wanted to do something. I always knew I would do something, to be honest with you. I just didn't know what it would look like. And just going back just a little bit into the last question, I was drawn to you because I had gone through so much training the other way of doing sales, which is high pressure, fast action discount. If you don't say yes today, it's going to be $4,000 more the next, when you call me back, and you will be calling me back. And they did. It's challenging and complicated to build trust. I would find myself building trust with the clients and then lose it all when I'd say, but that's only good for today.
Yeah.
And my heart would hurt.
Yeah.
And it worked with over 300 people. That's great. I got them past it. But for those that I lost trust with, every single one of them, I don't care what anybody says, you feel it right here.
Yeah.
You feel it right here. And when I heard the way that you were doing things and having the event and building trust and giving a little bit in order to bring them closer to you, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what I want.
It's a more aligned way, a different way of selling, because you kind of built up a relationship before, and then you just tell them, if this kind of is the way that you feel that this is the way that you want to work, and you want to go out and execute with my support, I am inviting you to do that. It's an opportunity. Instead of and even if you take them from a workshop into a call, it feels so different. So when you do that call, it's almost like you have already coached this person for months, because you have already built up a relationship. You already know each other, right? Yeah. And especially they know the coach. And in your case, like if I would have joined your workshop, it's you, right? So I already know if the way that your conviction and your beliefs is something for me. If it's not, I don't need to go further. I can take what I have learned and go out and execute on my own, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you now crafted, so you have already run one event, right? And what was when you crafted it out, if we look at the way that we structure the event in itself, what was the best thing with it? If you could name one thing.
The best thing was having the best part of all of it was having you help me build it in the sense of having all of the modules, all of the lessons right there in front of you, and being guided to then having this beautiful package as a workshop and going, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. But doing it in those small chunks just made it so much easier. It made everything so much easier. I mean, this could take people months, years to do without that guidance. So, for me, just being able to, because, when I came in, I was like blazing. I was like, I'm ready. Let's go. And I probably scheduled it a little too soon. I hadn't finished all of the modules. I hadn't, I remember asking you a question. You were like, it's in it's in like the last module. And I was like, I haven't gotten there yet.
I think you schedule, if I don't miss a call, you schedule it like when you were on vacation.
I scheduled it, and then I took a week vacation.
Yeah.
And, but that was the beauty of it too, because I could keep up with. And did I do as much? Did I see the 330 days list? No, I didn't see that till after. But I'm working it this time.
Yeah,
I'm working it this time.
So, what do you feel if you look at when we built out the event? Were there something that you felt, oh, this was kind of harder than I thought, or this was struggling, or this is not something that I even would have dreamed about get around by myself? Was there something specific? Because people that listen to, they might be people that have tried run events, but they just can't get them to convert, or they have never run events, or they are running events and they want to improve them, right? But a lot of people run 5-day challenges, and they doesn't convert, and they don't know what is it, and they feel kind of overwhelmed, exhausted, whatever.
Yeah. There's a couple things, and I'll go through the list. So one, I'll call myself out. I love connecting with people, but the level that you have to connect to build the leads and to get them to your page and to get them to register, and you have to walk them through I thought it was going to be easier. Here I am. Here's my workshop. It's free. Show up. Yes. And I was like, oh, talk about consistency.
Yeah.
You have to do it every single day. And it's not just like a like. You can't just like people's comments. You have to actually comment. You have to actually engage with them. And so I was having fun with, a few people, but at the level that you teach us, holy cannoli, like, oh my gosh. And I had to get over that. And I had to face some of my own. I had to do some my own coaching for myself on what's stopping me from doing that. Yeah. And so this time I've been much better at it, and I've been following all of the directions. So if you're watching this, follow all of the directions. There's a for everything. And then the next thing I think is not beating yourself up. Yes, I have the benefit of coming from enrollments. And so I kind of know that that's challenging to start with. But if you're a new coach and you're going out there and you've got to sell yourself at the end of the workshop, you need to go through that module seriously, and you need to practice your script of what you're going to say. And you need to not be afraid to push yourself, because the bottom line is that you have that shot of them in front of you. It's not one shot like in my old way of doing things. Now you have a few opportunities, but you have those on the front end. And so it's so important that when you get to that part in the workshop, that you are ready and on point to help them make that decision. And you have to be spot on with that. And you got to go through the sales lessons that you have there, and you have to be prepared. They're not just going to sign on the dotted line because they spent 3 or 5 days with you.
And what is kind of, if we compare to selling from an event, we don't actually need to feel so like when you take them on a call and they are totally cold for you, and the only connection you have is that you have checked their Facebook profile, because now they have spent 4 days with you. So they're just sitting there waiting for you to ask them, do you want to join me? But we kind of we get caught up in our own kind of standing out in our own way, and we feel like we feel salesy or whatever, how it can actually feels. But the way that we try to build it is that it's just an invitation. It's not harder than that. It's an invitation to take what they have learned in the workshop, bring it full cycle, and execute it with your support. It's actually not harder than that. But it's a huge mindset, and it's the same with lead generation. And with lead generation, it's always the mindset of our own, because we feel like, oh yeah, I just need to post and everybody will come. That is not how lead generation works now, because that worked like 3 years ago, but it doesn't work anymore because the market is too saturated. You actually need to do the work. And I always say you need to have the energy in the invitations for your workshop aligned with the expectation of what that workshop is going to give for you. And it's like having a party, but you don't invite anyone, and then you're there, oh, nobody showed up. No, because you didn't invite anyone, right? So that is an important mindset blocks to overcome. And we work with it a lot, because I tell you a lot. I'm full-hearted honest with people when they come and they say, oh, I didn't have so many signups. I always ask, okay, how many days did you do lead generation? How many invitations did you send out?
Mhm.
Okay, so that is why you didn't have any signups. Just let's be honest, right?
It is an art. It's an art, and you do have to practice it, and you can't just expect to be out of the gate the best of the best.
Yeah.
But you also have to put in the work. And if you're not, then it's going to show up.
Yeah, and it's the same. Doesn't matter if you run events or if you are taking people on a call or if you have a funnel, whatever, and you do organic lead generation. It's not just posting online that people say it's so easy. I generate 300 leads per day. Yeah, I want to see the quality of those leads, because unqualified leads doesn't buy anyway, so they're just numbers, and you don't need numbers. You need qualified leads because they are going to buy. Other people don't buy, right? They are just there and taking up space and are followers. Well, there's some specific strategy that I have a lot of strategies, and I usually say that you need to try them, and then you're going to find your kind of strategy that you like. Is there something specific that you want to share with people that watch, a strategy that you use that you like more than others?
As far as
you felt worked better for you than others?
Okay, you mean with the lead generation?
Yeah.
I think that I'm Greek culture. If you show up, you better have something in your hand, like Greeks bearing gifts. So that's why I think that I was so drawn to the way that you presented yourself and how I found you, because I saw you answer a question and you actually gave an answer. You didn't like dilly-dally.
It wasn't a Facebook group.
Yeah, dilly-dally and say, well, if you come to my Facebook group, I'll tell you. Or if you sign up for my workshop, I'll tell you. It was in my, in my past, this is what works for me. And I was like, wow, she's cool. Like, I'm going to follow her. And then you were already in the middle of a launch.
Yes.
So what I did was I went, okay, if I'm me, which I am, what was it about Angela's message that drew me to her, and let me go and do the same thing. So I've been going to the different groups of where I think people like me, my clients, my avatar, where are they hanging out in those groups? And then doing exactly, because when I first came to you, I said to you, is it okay? Like, what if the owner of the group is like a coach or something? And you were like, you're not stealing their people. You're just commenting and you're giving some value.
Yeah.
That freed me. Like, that released like all this hesitation I had on that. And I was like, well, I have Angela's permission that this is cool. And so I'm not putting myself out there and going, well, you should come and do it my way. I'm joining these people's groups. And just like you said, I think that is a great suggestion. In addition to that, what I found that works is blah, 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 blah. And that has like, it's worked in the sense that then they come and I see that now they're following me.
Yeah.
Now they're signing up to, either they sign up for the workshop, or it's been interesting. I've had people find the Facebook group, which I don't even know how they're finding it, and they're requesting to join. And I'm like, they didn't even register for the workshop. And so now I'm just letting them in, because I'm like, they're going to hear more about what's going on in the closed Facebook group. And, I like that. I like that they're discovering me, and I don't even know how, but I'm sure if I looked at all my analytics, I can figure it out and trace it back. But definitely giving them value and going to those groups, I think, has been huge.
Yeah, I always say, show people how you can help them by actually helping them. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are service provider. It's our job to give people solutions to problems, right? That is our job. Yes. And still, we are not handing out solutions, right? We don't sell. We don't talk about our offers. We don't do lead generation because we feel spammy or whatever. And you are sitting on the solution to people's problem, and you're not giving it away. It becomes kind of a strange mindset. And there is a lot of strange things going on when it comes to teaching people how to connect with people. And we see it all the time, right? But and that has been one of my strategies that have worked the best, is actually just answering questions, right? And provide value for people and say like, yeah, this is how I did it. If it works for you, it might work for you as well, right? And don't pitch them. I just help them, and then they kind of, oh, nice. I have something more here or whatever, and the communication is going, right?
That's where I need to get stronger, to be honest. That's where to take that, transitioning into, here's a little, tip or trick.
Yeah.
And then go into, well, hey, and I have a couple times, because of our conversations, and, it's just invaluable having you like right there, whispering in my ear. I have gone and said, oh, you know what? Because you specifically put this in one of the groups when I first found you, I just covered this topic in my workshop. You can go to blah, blah, blah and join us, and you can see the recording. And I was like, oh, yeah, like that. I will say the one thing that I do is in a group, if I see that the owner of the group is like someone that does exactly what I'm doing, I'll give them like 6 hours, just to see what they respond first, because I just feel like that's appropriate. And then after they respond, then I'll come in and either agree and then add something to it. And there's been a couple times where I've just backed off because the other person's like, hey, why don't you join my workshop? People are aggressive out there, and they're silly about it. And
but the beauty is that there absolutely is no competition, because the people that likes to work with you don't want to work with that person, and vice versa, which means it can only add value also for them to have a group where a lot of other coaches answering questions, because it gives them an engaged group, right? So they get engagement because you are there, because the person that choose that person to work with that person is not going to choose you, because when it comes to coaching and strategies and work like close to people, it's all about this, right? And that is why I say I am not for everyone, and you are not for everyone, and that is the way it should be. That is why we need to say no to clients, and we need to say that this is not a good fit. If you want fluffy rainbows, I am absolutely not for you, right? So and that is important that comes through, because that is how you get clients that you actually can help. Because if this is not a match, there is no strategies or coaching in the world that can help you, right?
Exactly.
But I want to go back just to, because you did lead generation just for like 9 days or something, because you went on vacation. So how many people enrolled in your first workshop? We're going to be totally honest here. This is not selling in something that is fantastic, because that is important, as Michelle said in the beginning. Don't beat yourself up, because there will be, I have run webinars this year that have had 0 enrollments from, because we've done a lot of trial and error, and everyone have them. And in the beginning, we need to try. So you did lead generation for 9 days, right? Something like that.
It was a little bit more than 9 days. And I did do the lead. I did it from vacation too. As a matter of fact, that video that I did from vacation in the water, promoing workshop, I was standing there and I filmed it. That still is the #1 video ever like watched the whole way through on any of my videos. So it was probably 2 weeks. So I had 32 official enrollments. I thought it was more, but there were a couple tests with me and my daughter. So there were 32 official registrations. And the first day I had, how many? 12? I think
something
like 12. Yeah, it was a high number. I know it was 2 numbers.
Yeah, it was a high number.
I believe it was 12 that was on the first day. And then I dipped down, and I pretty much stayed consistently between 5 to 7 every day listening in.
And that is a normal show-up rate.
Yeah.
Now there is show-up rate is usually between 20 to 25% on webinars, and that is just an hour. And a lot of people watch the recordings because people want to do other things than be on Zoom right now since the pandemic. And that is something that we all struggle with. But when you then look at the numbers, I know you were a little bit kind of, it was only this kind of show up. And I was just like, yeah, but if you would have had, instead of 36 people, 360 people, and the same percent showing up live, that is better than my coach percent. So you need to kind of we need to kind of look at the numbers. But you did some follow-up after, and you had some calls booked, right?
Yes.
Out of the people that show up live.
I believe I had 3 official calls, discovery calls. Now I did one of them booked, but the other 2, I went for them and talked to them and said, hey, we're gonna get on a call.
Yeah.
You need to get on a call. So and there were a couple other little hiccups. One of the people that was on every single week, and to be honest, it was my sister, and our brother, my half brother, passed away. We were on a call together, and I found out. So I probably would have been even more aggressive in the following up that first week, but that first week I was just kind of in a haze. So, and I take ownership of that. I mean, everything that I have done, I've taken ownership of. Would I give myself a raise today if I was my boss, or would I give myself, would I write myself up? So, that's kind of how I check in with myself every day.
Yeah, but it's important that, and I always say that we need to kind of, I hate the word failure, because I believe every failure is an opportunity, right? Every time something doesn't work, it's an opportunity to do different.
Right.
So now we are going to run one more, right?
Yes.
And I wanted you to talk a little bit, because I think a lot of people are interested, because you have a really specific background that is really intriguing, because a lot of people are like, wow, I want to be close so many clients, right? And now you have pivoted into helping others. So I wanted to talk a little bit about your workshop, or your, it's how many days? Can you talk a little bit about what are you going to teach? What is the result that they're going to have? What are the struggles that you're going to remove in your upcoming workshop?
Yeah, absolutely. So, basically what I did learn, right? Everything's a lesson. Is my first one was 5 days. So now I've gone to 3 days, and then I'll open my cart. I'm also changing, I don't tell them the price at the workshop. I just offer them an extra one-on-one call with me. So that's going to be a change. The time is also going to be a change, because I found that my demographic, it was when I asked, what was the issue? Why weren't you able to be on live? It was because it was the middle of the day. And when I thought about it, when you have an emotional offer, and there were people that they were in tears during the workshop. You're not going to do that at work. You're just not. Wow. You're not going to do that from your office. And so I didn't really think about that ahead of time. So now we're going to do it at 6 o'clock, which will give them some time to get home, get dinner, whatever, do what they need to do with their family, and then get on, the computer. So those were 2 of the biggest changes. I'm still going to have the same content.
Yes.
I talk a lot. So I found that in the first workshop, I tend to say things a bit longer. I'm sure everyone watching is going, yes. And so, land my plane. So I'm also going to be more direct, more to the point. And we're going to do everything we did in 5 days, I'm going to do in 3. So that's a little shift as well. And I'm also going to do a full hour instead of 40, I think it was 45 minutes. So I'm going to extend it a bit as well. And then that'll allow me to get all the content in. So basically what I'm teaching is, is your check engine light on? It's I loved how you helped, come up with these titles and said, be fun with it. So is your check engine light on, and are you ignoring it? We all do that. And, you with your background, what that's like. You should not ever ignore your check engine light. Why are we ignoring our check emotion lights? And so really diving into what lights are on, right? What are those warning signals that we have, and why do we keep suppressing them? And allowing yourself to go through a process with me during the workshop of allowing it to come up and then understanding why that's so important and how it's impacting their life. I mean, when you're suppressing these emotions, you're getting into the same patterns, you're making the same mistakes. You know, these are the people that are stuck. They explain life of, I feel like I'm in quicksand. I don't know how to get out. You know, I just don't understand. Why does this always keep happening to me? These are my people. Like, these are, you know, this is the people that I'm helping. These are my clients. And so the ones that are having the same issues with the same type of personalities, no matter where I go, I don't understand. I keep having the narcissist as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And it's like, well, have you processed that, you know, from your past, and why are you attracting that? So I bring in, what's different about the way I do things is it's not just about the dark, like the shadow work. I'm bringing in law of attraction, you know, bringing in the light as well, and bringing them together and blending them so that not only are you processing what you've been swallowing down for so many years, but now I'm showing you how to move past it and listen to those warning lights so that you don't continue to do it and get yourself in the same mess again. So,
and who is it for? Who is the perfect, who would benefit from joining your workshop?
18 and up. we're all having emotional issues.
We do not niche down here.
I know. We need to niche down some more. So basically, you know, what I'm seeing is that my demographic is between 30 and 50. And I have more women than men, but yet emotions are emotions. And when you feel like you're failing in life, then you need to take a look inside. And what's so hard is so many people are like, oh, but you need to do this, or you need, you know, go get a new degree, go get a new job. Well, guess what? You take your life with you. You take you wherever you go. So if you don't process what's inside and what you're struggling with, you're taking it with you, and you're going to do the same thing again. So those are my clients between 30 and, you know, 50, 60, and the ones that are in the same repetitive pattern that want to break free. They want to just be able to be themselves, maybe for the first time in their entire lives.
I think there's many people that feel that way. If we really kind of look at our lives, it's almost like a limbo. Sometimes it's like a cycle, and we usually hear it a lot. I always attract these kind of people. And that is something that I hear a lot from my clients. I always attract these people. Yeah, because this comes from you. It's not you attract what you are, and you kind of get what you are doing inside here. So it's important. Doesn't matter what you do, if it's in a work, relationship, whatever. Right. Because it's a cycle. You bring back the same old cycle. You never break.
What's my favorite thing to do, Angela, is to help coaches and enrollment, you know, coaches take a look at who's showing up on your calls. What are they saying? What are the objections you're hearing? And then help them identify what's going on in their own life that's attracting it. And those are my, like, I have so much fun when I work with, you know, coaches and enrollment coaches, because they're like, oh, I've been so frustrated about XYZ. And oh, that's why I'm getting these calls. And it's like, yes. And so just being able to work through that. And so I have one client, she's doubled her enrollments since we've been working together. Doubled. She was thinking that she was going to quit or get fired.
Yeah.
And now they're like, you know, oh my God, you're the best. Because she's doing the internal work.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that need to do it in all different stages of life and different areas of life, right?
Yeah.
So it's important. So you run this soon, right? When is it?
Exactly in 12 days.
12
days from now. 12 days from now. So now we're getting to my favorite part of, you know, this whole process. Now we're getting into the urgency, and that's like my jam. So you know, today and moving forward, it's going to be Well, if you're enrolled, if you get registered by Friday, then you're going to get a freebie. If you, by Monday, then this is what's going to happen. And so that's when you start ramping up.
Yeah, so if anyone is listening listening to this on the Friday, actually, then if they register now, they can actually get that freebie. What kind of a freebie?
So I'm sending them a resource that I created for my clients. And it's good. It's wonderful. And just if they were to apply that to their life, it's going to change some of their relationships, the way that they interact with people. So they're going to be getting that from me. And then what I'm going to do next week, the early part of next week, is if, when you're enrolled by, then it's going to be that they're going to have a pop-up session, a VIP access pop-up session with me, where we're going to be on Zoom and they're going to be able to ask questions and just kind of get a taste of what it's like to work with me, kind of one-on-one, but there'll be other people in the room as well. So I'm excited about that.
So there is one freebie and also the bonus sessions before the workshop. And this is something that we talk about. This is how we build up the like, know, and trust before the workshop, right? So you can either just invite people and you start day one, and that is the first time they have a contact with you, or you can do different things before to kind of keep the engagement up and also build up excitement to actually join live to get higher show up rates. So the link, we are going to post a link to Michelle's workshop above this video and below this video, so you can sign up. And if anyone watches this before Friday, remember, register as soon as quickly so you get the first freebie, because there's going to be a lot of value in that freebie. What time did you run it? Because it's 25, 26, 27 of October, right?
Yes.
And what time is it every day?
I'm going to be doing it at 6 o'clock in the evening, Eastern time.
Eastern Standard Time, yes.
Eastern time, yeah. And the recordings will be available. My operations director gets it out pretty fast, so they'll be available. And then I'll keep them open. I think, what do we talk, 12 days, 14 days after, and then you take them down.
Yeah, so but you want to join live and you want to be there, because I can tell anyone that signs up for anything that runs live, the energy of joining live is completely different than when you watch the recordings. So when you sign up, block your calendar, because especially the things that Michelle works with, that is not like I do, strategic, A, B, C, D, like this. The energy of showing up live cannot be compared to anything that is recorded, okay? So make sure you block the calendar at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 25, 26, and 27. Sign up on the link above. If they want to find you, where do you hang out the most? Is it on Facebook, LinkedIn?
I am the best everywhere on Facebook. Yeah, I have everywhere on Facebook. Moksha Grace Coaching on Facebook. MokshaGrace.com is my website. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook the most. I do have a really nice YouTube page that has just gotten pretty and organized, and playlists and stuff, so that's fun. And I'm now dabbling in Clubhouse as well. So I did a pop-up talk last night and invited all of those that were in my Facebook group just to kind of do some cross-section and reaching out to networks that I have no, content there yet. And so, that's been really fun too. The other thing that I'll say that I am doing different, because I've forgotten this is important, and I'll have to let you know how it goes, is I'm going to do it on Zoom this time, the workshop on Zoom, but I'm going to have them on video. If they choose not to be on video, that's fine. But if they want to be on video, I want to see their faces because of the emotional aspect. I want to be able to see their face and connect at that level. And also it'll then help me be able to connect after the workshop. Hey, I saw that you got a little upset tonight. Do you want to talk, or, do you want to book a call? So that I think is going to really help me, because that's just my personality.
And that is for anyone that listen, another reason to join live. because you can't be on the camera on a replay. Okay, it's impossible. So another reason to join the sessions live, right? Yes. And we're going to post all the links to Michelle's YouTube, all those kind of things in the comment section. So whatever platform you hang around and you want to follow her and you feel like this is something that I'm interested in, I want to know more, or you're struggling with kind of beating yourself up because you are in the same pattern over and over again and you can't break through, Michelle is your guide. Okay, Michelle is your guide. So make sure you add her as a friend, start following her, send her a DM, but absolutely sign up for her upcoming workshop. And that is also an opportunity to get to know Michelle a little bit better, because then it's just Michelle in her own environment and here in her own expertise, right? So anything, do you have, if you can give everyone that listen one advice when it comes to running their business, it could be anything, what would that be?
I'm going to go with something that I just talked to somebody earlier, and they don't like to be seen on video, or they don't even have headshots. And if that's somebody that's out there right now, then I'm going to look you right in the eyes and say, get over it. You're beautiful. You're here because you have so much to offer people. You need to put yourself out there. If you're here, you want to serve. You can't serve if you're hiding behind a closed camera or, you know, not putting yourself out there. Stop being afraid. God gifted you something, whichever flavor of the divine you believe in. Go out there and do what you're here to do and help people. It's the only way you're going to serve. So just, and if you're still having an issue with it, then you need to book a call. You need to book a call, because by the time I'm done with you, you will be presenting yourself. You will be, I used to be the type, Angela, I remember before I got on stage at a PTA meeting and I was like president then, I was scared to death. They had to bring me a bag to blow in. And now I'm like, where's the stage? I want to go on a stage. I want to talk.
It's powerful advice. I say it all the time that it's never going to be perfect. And I always say, like, I travel full time. I live like a circus. So I'm traveling again next week. I'm going to pack everything and then I move country on the Monday, the week after. And it's like a circus, and we all live in a circus, especially how the world looks today, right?
Chaos.
It's no idea to pretend it's perfect. It's not.
Right.
And no one actually cares. And something that is important, that building that confidence in front of a camera, you need competence. You need to do it. You cannot build that confidence by not doing it. It's like, I want to be the fastest on 100 meters, but I'm never, ever going to practice. And when I'm the fastest, in my mind, I'm going to go out and I'm going to win the world record. That doesn't happen.
No.
Okay. So you need to put yourself out there. And I always say there is no growth in the comfort zone. Right. You cannot grow your business by staying comfortable. It's not comfortable. Okay. But you might need support.
Down. Right. And put the scripts down.
Yeah.
Put the scripts down.
Go with the flow. maybe a little bit structured, but go with the flow. And I mean, your personality is what's going to make people buy from you. Mm-hmm. And that should be shown. And if we want to work with people, you need to show up for people. Mm-hmm. And if you want people to invest in you, you need to be invested in them, right? So it's really, really powerful advice. And if you feel like, reach out to Michelle. If you feel like, I don't know how to, I've never been in front of a camera, I don't know how to do it, I feel scared, I will never be doing it, as soon as I do it, I freeze, whatever, reach out to her. Okay, join a workshop, because that might be it. Actually, might help you take that step. And then you see that when Michelle runs a workshop, there are things that will not be perfect. When I run my workshop, there are a lot of things that will not be perfect. Do I care? Absolutely not. Did I care in the beginning? Oh, yes. Right? So you come over it like as soon, and that is important, because Michelle said it in the beginning, don't beat yourself up. Mm-hmm. Because, and I can say we have done a lot of trial and errors this year, and people are fed up with perfect and unperfect, unscripted, more personal approach converts way higher than any perfect background, fake, whatever you put out there, because people are fed up with that facade that isn't real, because we all know it's not real. No one is that perfect. Don't rent a studio. Don't buy the most expensive things. Be yourself. That is all you kind of need, right? And then you need strategy, of course, to actually do it. But when we talk about the confidence, the only thing you need is you.
Yes.
You don't need anything else, fancy, whatever. You need you, right?
Yep.
Powerful advice.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Michelle. And all the links are going to be posted below in the comment sections, and depending on what platform this is on, if it's going to be above or below. So make sure you check all the links and reach out to Michelle. So thank you so much, Michelle, for doing this with me. I love this, and all my clients can participate in these kind of client spotlights. I love it. I think it's so fun, and I could keep on going forever, but we do try to keep it around 45 minutes. So we try not to overdo the time too much so everyone can watch it, but we are all kind of going with the flow. That is why it could continue forever.
Yes. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for having me and doing the spotlight, and for teaching me so much and continuing to teach me so much. So I look forward to many, many more workshops and just continuing to expand.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have, depending on when you watch this, of course, we have the workshop that Michelle was in, where she come across me in the group, and she joined a workshop that I already had running. So I think it came in like day 2 or 3 or something like that. We run that the week before Michelle's workshop in my Facebook group. So you can just reach out to me if you want to learn the way that Michelle have built her upcoming workshop, if you're interested in that. So then you can just reach out to me. Okay.
Yep.
So
and
thank you so much.
Just to add to that, if they're in the workshop, I have no problem with them showing up and being there, so that they can see what a workshop even looks like. If they haven't been able to, I mean, I'm not perfect. It's new. It's only, but hey, you gotta see it for yourself sometimes and experience it, because you're going to be able to take from it as well and apply it to your own. So that's an open invitation to all of
anyone that listens.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you. So thank you so much for watching this client spotlight, and reach out to Michelle, sign up for her workshop, and reach out to me if you want to know more about running events, because that is what I do. And Michelle is an expert in what she do. Okay. So make sure you connect with her on social media, anywhere. All the links will be above. And then I want to wish you an amazing day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to see you in my Facebook group.